Are you thinking of buying a home in Lake Arrowhead, California? Perhaps your primary home, a vacation home, or a rental investment property? In this video, I will share with you 8 pros of living in Lake Arrowhead, California. And if you stick around till the end, I will share with you one of the perks of living in Lake Arrowhead, California that you definitely won't want to miss. And we're getting after it right now. If you are new to this channel and you want to know everything about living in Lake Arrowhead, buying or selling your home in Lake Arrowhead and the surrounding San Bernardino Mountain communities, then subscribe below, tap the bell for notifications so you will be the first to know about the current market in Lake Arrowhead. My name is Alma Borcuk with the Living in Lake Arrowhead, California team. We get calls and emails every day from people just like you looking for help in buying or selling their home in Lake Arrowhead and the surrounding San Bernardino Mountain communities, and we absolutely love it. Whether you're making your move in 9 days or 90 days, just give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. Our information is in the description below. We're here to help the buying or selling of your home in Lake Arrowhead and the surrounding San Bernardino Mountain communities a smooth and stress-free experience. So here we go. The first pro of living in Lake Arrowhead, California is that there is no traffic. Depending on where you are on the mountain, and if you want to go to the gym, the grocery store, the lake, or to our restaurant, it takes anywhere from 5, 10, 15-minute stop to get to where you want to go. In fact, before 10 years ago, we didn't even have one traffic light on the whole mountain. But about 10 years ago, they did install a traffic light at the intersection of Lake Gregory Drive and Highway 18. And Highway 18 is the main highway that will take you from the bottom of the hill all the way through Crestline, Twin Peaks, Lake Arrowhead, Sky Forest, Running Springs, and all the way to Big Bear Lake. So right now we have a whopping 2 traffic lights on the whole mountain. The second one is at the intersection of Sky Park and Sky Forest, Sky Park at Santa's Village, and again Highway 18. Sky Park was closed for a while. It was known as the Santa's Village, but about 5 years ago they reopened, and it's gotten really popular over the years. And so now they had to put a stoplight to manage the traffic that goes in and out of the park. So we have 2 traffic lights in the whole Lake Arrowhead and San Bernardino Mountain communities area. And even then, it's not so bad because the most you will sit to wait for the traffic light to turn is like a minute. So it's really not bad at all compared to the main cities like LA, where you have to sit 4 to 5 minutes before you can go. There are times when you do have to sit and wait for traffic at random places on the mountain, and that's when Edison is doing some work, like if they're cutting tree branches to clear the electric lines, and if there's some road repair going on, so then you do have to sit in traffic. But it's no different from any other city, right? There's always some repairs going on, and the good thing is it's not an everyday thing. Lake Arrowhead is a tourist destination in Southern California, so we do get busy with tourists coming up, as many as like 30,000 on a weekend and holidays especially. And so traffic does get heavier on weekends and holidays. And also about only 50% of homeowners in Lake Arrowhead are full-timers. So the other 50%, they would tend to come on weekends and holidays also. And so traffic does get heavier during those times, but what we do, we full-timers, we just try to avoid going to key places on the mountain during those times. So that's a way around avoiding traffic. The second pro in living in Lake Arrowhead is the rustic, relaxing scenery and fresh air. So I guess there's two pros there. Anyway, Lake Arrowhead is surrounded by natural forests. So your backyard is the forest. And one thing that keeps Lake Arrowhead lush and green is that in the Arrowhead Woods, which is a designated area around the lake. Lake Arrowhead is governed by this committee called AWA, which stands for Arrowhead Woods Architectural Committee. If you are looking to build on your lot, on your vacant lot, you have to submit your plans to the committee and to be approved, because you cannot just willy-nilly cut trees on your property, and they have to approve the plans too. Like, you can't paint your house pink, for example, and they are very strict about the cutting of trees in your lot when you are planning to build a home. So that's why Lake Arrowhead is kept beautiful and lush and green compared to the other mountain communities. The forest in Lake Arrowhead is pretty diverse in terms of what kind of trees you'll find. We have many different types of evergreens. We have the cedar, we have different kinds of fir and pine trees, and then it's mixed with big oaks and manzanitas, and also we have maple trees. Maple trees are not native to Lake Arrowhead, but we mountain residents love those colorful autumn leaves. So you will see maple trees scattered all over Lake Arrowhead. When you're driving up Lake Arrowhead, you have to take Highway 18, and the views on Highway 18 is just incredibly beautiful. I think it's a lot better than some of the mountain roads I've been on, like say Mammoth. In Mammoth, you just see pine trees and more pine trees, but on Highway 18, there's just so many different views that you can enjoy. Like, you can see the faraway distant mountains of Mount Baldy and San Gorgonio Mountain. You can see the snow-capped mountains as you're driving up Highway 18, and then if you look down, you see San Bernardino, and at night the city lights are just so beautiful. And then to Lake Arrowhead is already an amazing experience. Also, there are times when there's a marine layer and it almost looks like there's an ocean. You're driving on a oceanside highway, and then also there's the rocky hillsides, and in the spring the wildflowers. So just driving up Highway 18 is a very amazing, incredible experience. During the summer months, it could get really smoggy down the hill, like in San Bernardino, Redlands, Riverside area. It's smoggy and hot, but Lake Arrowhead has an elevation of 5,100 feet. So once you start driving up Highway 18 and you reach Lake Arrowhead, it's always fresh air, sunny blue skies, and so that's one great advantage of living up in Lake Arrowhead. The third pro of living in Lake Arrowhead is that we have 4 seasons, and each season is great. I can't think of any one favorite. Like right now, we're in spring and it's absolutely gorgeous. But then come fall, I can't wait for the first snowfall. So yeah, so I just love every season up here in Lake Arrowhead. So let's start with spring. In springtime, we have daffodils blooming all over the mountain. We also have dogwood trees, and these trees are just profusely covered with white blooms, absolutely gorgeous. And then the temperature in March, beginning of spring, it's in the 40s and it can get up to the 60s. It's light sweater weather, but it's perfect when you go hiking. It's just right. When you start to warm up, you can take off your sweater and it's just perfect weather for outdoor activities. Now in the summertime, the trees are all full of leaves, and so there's more shade, and the temperature ranges from 70s to the 80s. It rarely goes under 65 degrees or over 95 degrees. So if there's a heat wave, we can get as high as 95, but that's very rare. And also, even at 95 degrees, most homes on the mountain don't even have air conditioning. If your house is surrounded by tall evergreens, like in my house, we don't have central air conditioning. When the weather gets high up there, all we need to do is open some windows and turn on some fans, and we're comfortable. And also, the humidity is so low, so you don't really sweat even at high temperatures in the summertime. So it's just still perfect weather in the summer. The leaves start to turn at the end of September, so that's the beginning of fall. We do not have the bright colors that you would see in, say, Colorado or the New England states. Most of our trees up here are oaks, so the colors range from bright yellow to brown. But we do have a sprinkling of maple trees and other bright colored fall trees on the mountain. Maple tree is not native to Lake Arrowhead, but we love to have those bright colors. So you will notice a sprinkling of bright colored maple trees in the fall all over the mountain. In terms of temperature, it gets progressively cooler from September to November. In September, the temperature ranges from the 70s and gets as low as 50s. And then in October, where we get highs of 60s and lows of 40s. And then in November, we're getting ready to get into winter time. So temperatures range from the 50s to the 30s. Now, regarding winter in Lake Arrowhead, it varies from year to year. We do get snow in the winter, but we never know when we're going to get snow and how much of it we're going to get. There are years when we enjoy a white Christmas, and there are years that we do not. And there are also years when we even have a white Thanksgiving. On average, we get about 3 feet of snow over the winter. Of course, there are years when we get more, and other years we get less. But it's just the right amount of snow to enjoy over the winter time, and just when you're about to get tired of it, it's gone. And now the 4 beautiful seasons in Lake Arrowhead start all over again. Pro number 4 in living in Lake Arrowhead is the great outdoor lifestyle. If you are into outdoor activities, then Lake Arrowhead is the perfect place for you. We have hiking trails all over the mountain, and you can hike pretty much year-round. And in some neighborhoods, you don't even have to drive to a hiking trail. You can just literally walk out the door and start hiking in your backyard, where it's just an open forest. And then, of course, in the summertime, we have the lake. You can go swimming, fishing. You can also boating, wakeboarding, paddle boarding, canoeing, kayaking, and if you have a power boat, you can also go water skiing. And then in the winter, you can enjoy skiing. We don't have an actual ski resort right in Lake Arrowhead, but Running Springs, there's Snow Valley Mountain Resort, which is just about 35 minutes from Lake Arrowhead, and you can go further up. Big Bear is only about 45 minutes. And there's also Nordic skiing and snow tubing for the young kids if you are not into skiing. I forgot to mention that we also have great mountain biking up here in Lake Arrowhead. Sky Park, the Sandas Village has gotten real popular with mountain bikers. They have great biking trails right there in the park. They also have zip lining, so that's another thing you can enjoy up here in the mountains. And also we have camping. We have, for example, the Dogwood Campground. So that's one more activity that you can enjoy up in Lake Arrowhead. The number 5 pro of living in Lake Arrowhead is the wildlife. In fact, enjoying wildlife is as easy as putting a bird feeder out on your deck. Like I do at my house, I have lots of bird feeders just outside our glass sliding door, and I get to enjoy watching different types of birds. We have the stellar jays, which is very common up here. They're the blue birds with the black head with a mohawk spike. And then we also have acorn woodpeckers, and I call them the Pope woodpecker. They have that red cap on at the top of their head. And then we also enjoy different small birds like the chickadees, juncos, nuthatches. And then we also have bigger birds, like we have the wild doves. And then as you have feeders on your deck, then the gray squirrels come to feed also, and they're fun to watch. They're so cute with their fluffy gray tails. And then we also have cute chipmunks. And another thing that I really enjoy is that I have my cats watching the wildlife feeding, and it's just fun to watch them watch the wildlife. And if you're out hiking, it's possible that you will encounter a bear, but if you just leave them alone, walk the other way, they won't bother you. And then we also have deer. In fact, they've become abundant on our mountain. There was a time when you hardly ever see deer, but now they're all over the mountain. And then you can also get lucky to see a bobcat and mountain lion. I guess that's not as lucky. It's rare to see them, but they are up there. And one more thing that you may experience with wildlife is birds nesting right outside your house. Like in my house, I have stellar jays nesting in my porch, and I have a couple bird feeders, and I have blue jays and also chickadees nesting. Most people haven't seen flying squirrels, but we do have them up here. And I say that we're lucky. At our house, we have a big fir tree, and there's a family of flying squirrels that live there. So if I want to see a flying squirrel, all I have to do is leave out some bird food, and they'd come out and party all night. And they don't leave your bird feeder until they've eaten every bit of seed in that bird feeder. So that's pro number 5 in Lake Arrowhead. It's the abundance of wildlife. So now let's go to pro number 6, and it is the small town atmosphere. It seemed like in Lake Arrowhead, everybody knows everybody. It's not uncommon that when you go to the supermarket or the movie theater or even on a hiking trail, that you will meet somebody you know. That doesn't happen very often in the big cities, and that's one thing I love about Lake Arrowhead. I think the small town atmosphere where everybody knows everybody is good for kids to grow up in. It's hard for them to get in trouble because you will definitely find out about it, and you know that the neighborhood is watching out for them. Pro number 7 is that Lake Arrowhead is close to everywhere. Let's say for some reason you're tired of the beautiful scenery and the fresh air and you want a change, you can go anywhere, just about anywhere in 2 hours or less. Los Angeles, Orange County, Palm Springs, they're all about 2 hours away or less. So you can go to the beach, you can go to the desert, you can go to a concert in LA, you can even go to San Diego. San Diego is just about 2 hours away. So that's the beauty of living in Lake Arrowhead. It's easy to get to anywhere for a change of scenery, and then in less than 2 hours you're back home to beautiful Lake Arrowhead. And if you want to go to Vegas, it's really not that far either. If you go up the other side, up north on Highway 15, that you can access the backside of the mountain. Las Vegas is only 4 hours away. So that's one really big pro of living in Lake Arrowhead. You can enjoy this beautiful mountain lifestyle. And then if you want a change, everything is just within reach, just 2 hours or less. My last pro number 8 on our list is the great home values in Lake Arrowhead. For example, if you are looking to buy a $500,000 home in Lake Arrowhead, that same home will cost you probably around $900,000 in LA, and it's even worse in Orange County. That same house is gonna cost you over $1 million. So there's just so much value to the homes that you can buy up here, and that's why during the pandemic we have a lot of people moving to the mountains, because during the pandemic they found out that they're able to work from home. So it just makes sense. Why would you stay in a cramped house or apartment in LA when you can buy a beautiful mountain home for about the same price or less than a small 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment or house in the LA area or Orange County? And if you have a bigger budget, let's say you can afford a home in the $1 to $2 million range, that's enough to get you a house right on the lake, a good sized house on the lake. And when that same amount of money in LA or Orange County, a $1 to $2 million home is just a regular 3-bedroom, 2-bath house under 2,000 square foot. Here in Lake Arrowhead, at that same price range, you can get a house on the lake, a good sized one, over 2,000 square foot, and some may even come with a dock. And so that's really good value for your money when it comes to purchasing a house. So there you have it. Those are the pros I have for you in this video. I most likely missed some pros, so if you can think of some other pro that I didn't mention, feel free to comment down below. So now, after hearing all the pros of living in Lake Arrowhead, California, are you now thinking of purchasing a home up here? If you are, then I'm here to help you. Feel free to call, text, or email me. I am here to show you around and help you find that perfect mountain home. So now I'd like to share with you one of the great perks of living up here in Lake Arrowhead. I'm going to share with you some of my personal videos of the wildlife, the birds that I see right outside my window. And this is something you can enjoy too if you decide to move up here in Lake Arrowhead. So that's it for now. Be sure to check my other videos, subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every week, and I hope to see you next time, and bye for now.